Welcome back. We switch to hockey now. The Nashville Predators closing out their home stand with a 3-2 win last night over the Anaheim Ducks at Bridgestone Arena. A great game. I was at that game. Great atmosphere. Great Tuesday night crowd. And a very physical and chippy game for the Preds as they get the win in front of the home crowd. Of course, now a 5-game road trip starting up for the Predators. So certainly a challenging one. They've got games in Philadelphia and New York, the hottest team and best team in the Eastern Conference. They take a trip to Minnesota, a divisional game. They'll be playing a very improved Columbus Blue Jackets team as well. The team practiced today before getting on the road. We caught up with head coach Peter Laviolette after today's practice.
Takeaways do you take from last night's game? Pretty physical, but not as many guys out of control maybe as in the Jets game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that happens. We knew what we were getting into with Anaheim. They played us physical when we were in Anaheim. Same thing happens in the Winnipeg Jets games. They're heavy teams. We knew that going in, and we were ready for that. It was a game where you look back and you take the points away from it more than anything, and realization that you probably have to play better than what we did that night. So it wasn't. I think the guys know that too, that we're capable of playing better. And our goaltender came up big and played really well, and we were able to get a win. So from that, we need to learn and play a little bit better.
Speaking of understanding that as a team you never want to give up a lot of shots, but as a coach, have you found that some goaltenders prefer to face a lot of action to stay in a rhythm versus others who can stay in a rhythm without seeing a lot of action?
I know sometimes it's challenging in some of the games that we play when we're clicking, that there's not a lot of zone time and not a lot of pucks that are coming at our net, and sometimes it's harder to stay focused. I do think that some goalies find it easier. Might be a better question for Pekka as to actually how he likes it and how he handles it, but certainly I think that there are instances. There's nights like last night where there's a lot of pucks coming at our net. You got to be sharp the whole game, and then there's nights when there's just not a lot of work. It's just not that busy on our end. So I guess you have to be able to handle whatever hand is dealt to you.
And then there's an expected announcement about the All-Star format today. It's supposed to go to a 3-on-3 mini tournament of sorts. Having coached an All-Star team last year, what do you think of the changes that are proposed to be made today?
Yeah, I think guys are used to 3-on-3. I'll probably wait for the actual announcement before I comment on anything. But the 3-on-3 that we play now is an exciting brand of hockey. So, it moves up and down the ice. It ends hockey games and creates a lot of chances.
You just talk about the challenge of the road trip coming up.
Well, it's going to be a tough road trip. I mean, we start in Columbus, playing really well right now, playing like the team that we played in training camp. They're hard charging, they're tough, they're physical, they can score goals, good goaltending right now. So, from there we move on to a division game and then the top team in the East. So it's that's just the start of it. So it's going to be a good one.
Well, the stars of last night, actually the number one star of last night's 3-2 win for the Predators over the Anaheim Ducks. Goaltender Pekka Rinne helping the penalty kill unit allow the Ducks to go 0 for 5 on the power play, and he had 38 saves, many of them of the spectacular variety. Here's Pekka Rinne today.
We probably could play better, but at the end of the day, it's still 2 points. It's a big win for us, and just we go on the road now, and it's a good way to finish the homestand.
Wasn't that long ago you had a long road trip, so no big deal as you head out on another, huh?
Yeah, it's always a challenge when you go on the road. We play against some really good teams, tough opponents, tough buildings. So, but it's at the same time it's exciting to go on the road with the boys, and I like the way it is. Our schedule is right now. We have these games on the road in a row, and then we come home and play a bunch of home games. So I actually like that how it's set up for us.
Does it surprise you at all that Fisher likes to mix it up a little bit at times?
No, he's a feisty guy, and he's
so nice though here in the locker room.
Yeah, I guess. But so is all the tough guys I've played with. They're always like the nicest guys. So, I mean, I think everybody has a little bit of two personalities, one off the ice and one on the ice. But yeah, no, he's a fighter on the. I mean, not in that sense, but he's a warrior. He plays hard, he hits, he plays a physical game, and you know, when he has to mix it up, he will, and he's really tough. So good thing to have him on our team.
Yeah, no doubt. As chippy and physical as last night's game was, it seems like it could have been on the brink of getting out of control, but you guys were able to, for the most part, keep your composure and execute. What
Yeah,
do you say about this team to be able to?
It's huge, especially we were leading the game pretty much all night long, and you know, when if the other team tries to retaliate or whatever happens on the ice, I think guys kept their cool really well and played between the whistles. There wasn't a lot of extra stuff, even though it was a chippy game, like you said. But yeah, it's really important. You don't want to sit in the box against these guys.
Because it came not too far removed from the Jets game, where there were a lot of guys in the box. Did that maybe help a little bit in last night's game to not let that happen again?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, I think any given night, you guys want to step up for themselves and for their teammates. You know, everybody's kind of there for each other. But like I said, you try to play between the whistles and just keep your cool and not take stupid penalties and put your team in a difficult position.
It's expected today that the league will announce its All-Star. It's reportedly going to be a 3-on-3 mini tournament for divisional teams. What would you think of that proposed change?
It's interesting. Never played that kind of tournament, or you know, it's kind of like street hockey or pond hockey. I'm sure it's going to be something different. I think. I'm sure it was time for a change. The game itself, you know, all the skills competition and stuff like that. That's really great for the fans, and just being able to express the individuals a little bit, and then the game itself. It has been not so entertaining because obviously for different reasons. You know, guys don't want to get hurt in an All-Star game or anything like that. There's no physicality. There's not really hard shots or anything like that. So I think this is going to bring something new, and I think everybody was pretty open for the new ideas.